Hello and welcome to Byte annotational analysis of the ETF2L Season 10 final between Epsilon Esports and Infused.TT. I'm going to try and use this sort of new annotational overlay tool, which will basically allow me to explain about certain things that are happening at a certain scenario and why things didn't work and why things did work for a particular person or a particular team orientated action. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the source TV, as you can see already. I've got the VanillaTV HUD being used as well, obviously, and I'll be pausing it on and off, showing you what should have happened, what to look out for, with some various annotational sort of gestures, which you'll see shortly. So if we, without any further ado, continue. So if you take a look at the moment, Infused are in blue and Epsilon Esports are in red. See, Numlocked is actually there at the same time as Randa, so sticky a piece. There you can see I've just paused it there just to make sure the first sticky actually comes out by Numlocked, so Numlocked was technically quicker. Makes all the difference at the top level, believe it or not. But alas, you'll see in a few seconds' time that this won't actually make a difference just yet. So if you unpause it now, take a look at bird's eye view. Now if you take a look at this structure, I thought I'd pause it here now for you. If you look at the structure of Epsilon compared to Infused, Epsilon's structure is very, very much a solid one, which I will show you now, I hope. Yep, here we can see there's one soldier there, one scout there, one demo there, and there's also a scout here. This means that it gives them a massive force field to protect each other. So basically this whole area is completely dominated, and whatever they're shooting at and focusing on is going to be either whatever has been called on the communications channel, so that could be in there, or it could be on the balcony, or it could be in the canyon as well. But don't forget there's this really important scout here on the bottom right who can look also after the shithouse, but at the same time can still apply some damage. It's a great force field here and great tactic. It's quite obvious that Epsilon Esports have done this strategy before, and it's so effective. And if we look at Infused instead, do it in green. You can see there's only one demo. I mean, I say one demo. There's only one demo anyway. But as you can see, there's only a demo by himself here, covering however many exits he needs to cover. So there's so much for him to cover. Him being behind the boxes, he's there super quick. Sometimes being there super quick is not always the best answer to winning the middle, especially if you don't have the support of the scouts. Just yet. I mean, there is a scout, I think, I'm not sure yet as we haven't played it through, but there might be a scout coming from behind to help Numlock from choke. But at the moment, as it stands, pound for pound, if you look at Epsilon Esports, as I was showing you before, and now look at Infused, not a great support. Not a great support at all. Just remember also that this scout here is actually on the lower ground, so it's going to be much more difficult for him to actually make an impact against a Dalman who's chucking stickies from the boxes, or from a higher advantage, higher height advantage, and he can just chuck stickies onto the floor and just wreak havoc. At the moment, as you can see, the soldiers are trying to come out of the house. Randa's looking at it with his stickies, trying to maybe just do a little bit of that extra damage to make it easy for his soldiers to make an impact. Now, if you look at that structure from Infused, it's nothing compared to the one of Epsilon Esports. I'll just show it again. If you look how they're all interconnected to each other, it's a great force here that they've got. Lots of direction they can cover here, and all supported. That's the main thing. As a team, they can cover this entire area and further if need be. So it's great play by Epsilon in terms of their strategy here, and you'll see shortly that this is why they sort of win middle. If we unpause it now. Now the soldier tries to go aggressive, confused. Quad gets taken down at the shithouse. Numlock's going to have to drop out because that soldier and that other scout didn't make any much of a difference. there was a scout underneath. I think it was Greg. He just took down Shocky, but at the same time he got supported by Gear, and he took down the scout along with Flisco, I believe. So this setup here, just take a look. Quad just spawned, so technically, Infused only have 3 capable of holding this second point. Now, if you look at the scoreboard, there's 5 up, 3 of Infused, 5 of Epsilon Esports. Infused know that they're not going to be able to hold this, so they do the right move there by dropping back, and this point should be an easy cap. I don't know why Epsilon are hesitating there. The scout's thinking maybe this ninja stickies, but Infused aren't even going to contest with that. As you can see, they're already on last, building up. Quite defensive. Not the usual sort of passage of play that you'd see from Infused. Quite aggressive team, but no, that was the correct move to drop back because they did not have the numbers. And now you can see Epsilon Esports, just getting in up top. There's no real utility classes being played, just the standard setup as well. Just looking over now. Let's take a look at the positions. Oh, I paused at the wrong place. Very hard to get a good camera angle. I can see, if you take a look at the positions now, I'll take it from here. Epsilon Esports decided to go and Uber in from main, and the soldier, instead of focusing on the medic as such, even though he's popped, he's actually gone after popping the Uber from Dunk. He's actually gone for the scouts from Infused while he's Ubered, which makes it a huge disadvantage. And don't forget, at the same time, he has actually got the support of this scout here, which means, as you can see, that scout there is eyeing up that scout there. So a lot of damage being maybe applied by that soldier, aiming for the same target. So that's a great bit of team play by Gear. I think it's Gear. I'm not sure if it's Gear or Nox, but F2 acknowledged that the soldier was going to make the medic Uber and then go after the scouts with the support of another scout. It's quite lethal combination now. So if we just actually unpause it here and see what happens. You see quad goes down. As I was saying to Stefan, oh dear, I don't know what happened there.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Apologies there. Seems to be some bug with Source TV. But anyway, that key thing there for me was, if I just pause it there, that key thing there for me was the soldier off, I think it was Gear, forcing the Uber to be popped by Dunk, left hand side, leaves them alone because he knows he's not going to do anything against an Uber while he's Ubered, so he might as well go be effective and deal with something that isn't Ubered. And there was 2 scouts top right hand side, all alone with the support of another scout where Shocky helped him, and Shocky took down Quad, and then they had the height advantage, and then all it was a matter of case of getting someone onto that point. Infused were having to focus on that point to save it, and then obviously the people who were on the high ground were bombing in. Go back to middle, take a look now at, see which Delman actually gets there first. My left hand side is where Numlocked would be, and my right hand side in the house would be where Randa. Looks like Numlocked is actually there first again. Sticky a piece there, but Randa gets actually the crucial sticky here. And now you can see once again, if you take a look at this structure by Epsilon Esports, once again, it's beautiful, beautiful passage of play. The force field is still there, as you can see. The connection is still there. Sure, it's deviated a little bit, but the main difference is the fact that this whole area, once again, by Epsilon Esports, is being covered, and Infused are up against it already because their soldiers are no way near onto middle, and the health that Nox has is quite a good portion. So he's got up to 300 health, and then there's Gear who's on 171. He doesn't care the fact that he doesn't have 300 health to go in. It's the fact that his presence is there, chucking rockets, putting pressure on the scouts and the Devilman makes a huge difference. And if you take a look at the structure of Infused instead, that's it. That's all we have from Infused currently at the moment. I'm not sure where the other scout is. I think he's just underneath there, but that's really, really useless for Infused with the structure that Epsilon have, because if you look at the support that they're going to need, they're up against 4 players, and the 2 players from Infused, the Delman, Numlocked, and Greg, I believe, who's at the shithouse there, have got to deal with all that pressure, and at the same time you've got Quad who's underneath. underneath trying to make an impact, but there's no one there. And there's obviously a buff soldier here. And he's not going to be able to do anything. So Quad's efforts going underneath, trying to be a ninja, isn't actually going to work. And it's not helping his team, really, in terms of any structure whatsoever. Numlock's having to basically damage quite a lot, or having, or trying to damage a lot. But can't seem to do so, obviously, because of just the amount of players that are in his face. And obviously Greg can't do anything without Numlock support. And Numlock, if he cannot do anything, then it's pretty much useless for the soldiers to even walk out that house in there. So again, you'll see shortly why Epsilon win this middle. If I just unpause it. Once again, that soldier goes aggressive onto Numlocked. To show you very quickly, he came from this direction here. I believe he was around here. Jumped on the boxes. They know Numlocked was weak because Randa, if you remember, Randa got a beautiful sticky at the start and then another sticky at the afterwards, and he was on about 60 health. And then the soldier who jumped onto here applied some pressure, a couple of rockets, and Numlocked was dead and erased. Obviously gear went down for that, but don't forget a Demoman is far more powerful and more useful than a soldier usually on the rollouts. So that was great play. Obviously Numlocked have action, which means the soldiers are going to make no impact as such, unless they can come out with some amazing shots. Obviously, it has been done before, but if we continue, now they're up against it. Remember, the Demoman is getting some pressure here, but Stefan protects Randa there. That scout is under some pressure, and now you can see Epsilon Esports not content with just camping middle. They're already pushing. Look at the momentum they've got. I pause it there. 5 players down here for Infused. 5 players up. So it's a complete no-brainer. This is where Epsilon Esports experience is kicking in, because they know that Dunk is the only medic alive, who's only on 54%, whereas F2 is on 81. And so obviously Shocky doesn't even care, or Shocky or Walters don't even care if they have low health, because they know there's nothing that's going to kill them, regardless of health. I can tell you for a fact that a lot of Div 6, 5-4, even 3-2 players think that because they're on low health that they can't advance forward. Well, they just need to look at the scoreboard, or obviously if you're watching Source TV, but if you're playing in game, you just look at the scoreboard and there you can see there's 5 players down. There's only a medic alive, so what's going to kill you? Nothing. So you might as well go to second, get some support, get some heals. Sometimes getting a presence onto a certain area is more important than the fact that you need full health. So that's what's let's take a look. Who is that? That's Shocky, who's only on 34 health, and as you can see, he doesn't care the fact that he's low, because he knows that everyone is down except for Dunk. So some really good play and smart play. Dunk doesn't even have the Uber here, so what you should be seeing here, Numlock's put some stickies, and in theory F2 should, I can't remember if he Ubers here, but if you look at the structure, Infused are all over the place. I mean, there's nothing really they can do. But if I was Numlocked, maybe I would be putting some stickies on the point. He's put a few, but it's not really enough to stop a buffed player getting on there. I would put much more than that, because he knows that he's not going to get the ninja stickies. Epsilon Esports are not stupid in that respect, and they will Uber early. And if we resume, there you can see they've actually Ubered early. Some massive pressure on the medic. Medic goes down. Quad goes down. Greg gets a beautiful kill on Randa and F2. Greg coming out with some really, really good moves. You can see Shocky trying to go for the point, and that soldier's about to go down. So there are 4 players down here, 5 players down here. There's about to be 6 players down here, Epsilon Esports. And now you can see 6 players down. F2 and Randa just spawned, but there's no point here for the soldier. I don't know why they're pushing here. This is not the correct move. Really stupid play here by Infused. I know they're just trying to tempt it, just trying to tease them. But it did genuinely look like they were actually thinking they could get this. If you look at the amount of players up, 4 versus 4, the advantage is always with usually the team that has the point. And take a look, Delman's already in. And that scout knows it, and he's going to have to drop back. It's poor play. They need to just drop out. They got very lucky there, Infused, to not lose anyone. There you can see they've just dropped back, and they're just going to Uber up here. See Randa taking a look, maybe going through middle. Stickies have been spotted by Walters up top here, so they have been called. Numlocked, as you can see, is looking through spawn to actually get them. Sticky's there, he didn't blow. He kills Shocky, there you go, he did blow. Greg's gone down though. There is someone capping the point. Nox. 3 players down again. Epsilon failing with their push. I didn't really actually get to see much of that. And there are 4 players down here. Randa needs to think about getting out here completely. He's actually just left his medic to drop back and maybe get a ninja kill, but no one's actually come his side.
Alert. The control point is being...
And there you can see he gets a nice little blind kill maybe on Flisco. At the moment, there you can see Soldier tries to stop that. Look at this beautiful kill by Shocky. Has no fear whatsoever. Just literally walks onto the point. He knows that Nox has done some damage, gets in, gets the down man, craters him down, and then that scout is there. It's very weak. Greg's on 10 health. And he in fact takes them both down, I believe. I could be mistaken. Let's take a look. And there you can see it now. Obviously, Infused are minus a down man and a scout and a soldier. Sorry. So there's no way they can hold this. And Epsilon managed to recap that back. Great bit of play by Nox and Shocky there. It's man of the moment, really. They need to be careful here, Epsilon Esports, because they haven't got the Uber. That was really sloppy play. No one was calculating the fact, or maybe F2 forgot, or Nox forgot that that Infused had the Uber advantage. Because remember, F2 died way after Dunk spawned, so Dunk had a clear 30% Uber advantage. And now this is bad news for Epsilon Esports, this Soldier and Scout there in main. They might be able to get out in time. They only managed to kill 2 players though, but this in theory should be a point for Infused. However, Randa does get a nice pick off Greg, which means I'm just going to have to pause it again, because if you look, the fact that they are minus now a scout, Greg has just died, and they've only got 1 scout to recap this. Remember, to recap this this point, you normally need at least 1 scout, if not a scout and a soldier, or ideally you'd want 2 scouts on this so it caps really quickly, because it's such a slow capture point to cap and such a difficult timing to get on it, because obviously you have to get up there first as a scout, so it takes forever. So if we resume now, Greg's gone down, Randa's gone down for that kill obviously, so now Infused will be thinking, yeah, this is my point. And they can see the soldier starts capping it, or actually misses his jump, and then the scout goes up instead. The soldier knows he's outnumbered because he's got no down man to hold. And see, they're playing with a sniper at the moment. Walters missing his shots, not able to do anything. Managed to just get out in time. And now we're playing the sniper situation for Epsilon. And obviously Dunk is going to stand to the right hand side here, just so he doesn't get picked off. It's 1-0 at the moment. Epsilon failing with both their pushes. Take a look at, if you just take a look at the structures, the Uber advantage is not much. If you look, that's 83, 95. So yeah, I mean Epsilon, I'm pretty sure have calculated the fact that Infused will have it in time by the time they push. So Infused can't really make a move because of the sniper. As you can see, if you look at the sniper's vision, look where he is, numlocked, and the soldier there. Need to be very careful of this sniper's vision. Walters is an excellent sniper, as we all know, one of the best in Europe, and he can just come out with the headshots at any stage, so obviously they need to be careful. Dunk doesn't quite have it just yet as well, so having a sniper does make the paranoid effect that you might get headshotted. And now number, you see, as you can see, a soldier tries to come in, trying to make his presence known to the sniper, but he's not going to be able to do much. And they can see the down man almost kills him. Mike with 45 health. They've actually Ubered in the house, as you can see. Quad goes down for all of his efforts because Greg and Quad were pushing from Canyon, and Greg's going to have to drop back. He's on 92 health. Nox goes down. The sniper is weak, but he doesn't get taken down, and that soldier's about to go down there as well. Surely, no, he managed to get away, in fact, on no health, on 7 health. There is a back cap going on by Randa, as you can see, and he manages to do so and get this. He gets taken down, but there's no way Epsilon Esports will be thinking that they should be, they can't stop this. Again, as you can see, a soldier and a scout. This is where the important bit comes in. The soldier, he knows he's going to get meat shotted by an experienced scout. In this case, Greg, obviously he knows that he needs to meat shot the soldier to push him back down onto the ground. and he's going to be weak, so he can't rocket jump again. But the difference is, though, he's got the support of his. Oh, I've done that in green. It should be red, really. He's got the support of his scout to also jump onto the point, because he can't shoot two, obviously two players at the same time. So let's see how this works out. As you can see, scout comes up and he stops the point. That bit of team play just between the soldier and the scout has actually saved the point. Infused had every right to recap that, but they didn't have enough numbers, and now they're outnumbered completely. And obviously Walter's a sniper. This makes it even harder for Infused to even hold to recap second, and they're just going to drop back now and be content with holding last. There's no real uber advantage. Dunk's on 63, F2's on 61. And Walters is sniper. Epsilon just recomposing themselves, maybe looking for a scout that's behind them or something. There you can see, just looking at the structure of Epsilon Esports. But they have only got one scout, and you can see the sniper's vision at the moment. Being a nuisance for Infused. And now you can see now, obviously, Greg. Let's take a first-person view of Greg, who actually gets headshotted and has to drop back. Go back to free look mode and looks. Walter's gone up top this time, but he's going to be chased by a scout eventually. Gets away with it that time, but you will notice when he goes back in, he's going to get absolutely raped by a scout. I think it's quad, is it? Yeah, it will be quad shortly. Let's stand over here to see the structure. They've actually pushed bottom right here, Epsilon. They love to do that a lot, just to show you what they actually do. But what they do is they actually just send both soldiers dual rocketing. So they send both rockets coming in to spawn from the bottom right here, all the way in. So it's two rockets, obviously, times 4 really, because they send 2 rockets a piece. That's 4 rockets. That's around 300 damage to kill something. The only thing that probably wouldn't go down is a heavy buffed, but other than that, excuse me, anything would go down to that, and it's controlled spam basically. It's great use, and it's great efficiency by the soldiers of Epsilon Esports. And obviously now that they've killed the soldier and the Doman's not holding that side, they know they can push in for free without having to pop the Uber. So if we go back to the passage of play here, Walters has actually gone down as sniper, as I was mentioning before, but they've got the height advantage, and quad doesn't get saved, so they've got a bit of a problem here. Infused, they need to be careful. They are minus a player in. Scout's about to go down. Greg goes down. Now you can see the scouts on the point. It's Numlocked V, and Numlocked managed to save the day with F2 managing to get out and staying with Walters. Walters is going to be a nuisance, probably a ninja, or go onto the spiral. This is the correct move. So let me just pause it there. Whenever you, for example, have just lost all your players, so except for a scout, say for example, in this case, which would be a perfect situation. Infused lost 4 players. Numlocked was alive with Dunk, and then Infused had 2 more players spawn, I believe, a scout and a soldier. And so what Walters has done here, just mark him out for you. He's gone to meet the medic, make sure he's safe, so that F2 can drop back all the way back to his teammates. And then Walters has actually gone onto the spiral all the way up for the height advantage. Yes, that's right, the height advantage. Height advantage is such a key part of this point, and no matter if they've got Uber, you can still actually technically block someone going to the point, obviously, with a beautiful meat shot. So Walter's actually doing the correct move here, using his class to the maximum efficiency, because obviously a meat shot from a scout is so lethal to a soldier, a devilman, or a scout, or anything really. The only thing that probably isn't lethal to is a sniper at distance. So as you can see, Walters is just hiding there. It's the usual case of hide and seek, and I'll show you my face and shoot you with a meat shot and take you down in 2 shots. And now that he's got the support, as you can see, he walks off, holds the trash, because the support is there just in case anyone tries to go onto the point, and the soldier going balcony now as well to cover the forward area. So yeah, it was really good play by Walters there, coming up with some really clever moves and utilising his class very well. There's no real Uber advantage for Infused. They have about 20, but don't forget they're in a defensive position, so it makes no difference whatsoever. Don't forget, Shocky is spy at the moment. Let's take a look. Shocky doing really good play here. Right, let's take a look actually. Oh dear. I don't know what's happening with the Source TV. Dear me. Let me just show you what happened then. Before, you can see there is Shocky as spy, about to go for dunk. But the thing that Shocky needed, I should start that again probably. Just change that to green. Now you can see Shocky is there, and now you can see Dunk is there with his Uber. Remember, there was a soldier here standing on the point, and Shocky needed to get in, and he went in from the bottom right, behind the point, all the way up through the stairs. And the player from Infused was Flisco, and he got taken down by stickies, as you can see there. And that means that the focus fire had been on Randa because of all the damage he did. He just taken down a soldier, so everyone will be focusing on where the spam is coming from to control it. That's the problem. As you can see, the soldier there from Infused is actually looking up forward. I think it's sorry, not the soldier, the demo man. And Dunk is unaware, obviously. This is why Epsilon Esports are such a great team, in the fact that, you know, the champions, obviously, or previous champions, or still are champions, in fact, of Europe. They've got versatility. Their scouts can switch to sniper and spy, and Shocky is a good spy, to be fair to him. And if you take a look shortly at what happens, he misses his first stab, gets the medic. Flisco goes down, obviously, originally. There are already 2 players down, and F2 has a clear Uber advantage of about 100%. And then don't forget, actually, Shocky is still going for the Delman here with his pistol, as we can resume. Numbot's very, very weak, as you can see. You can see the cap is on, and there it's 2-0. That was all because a bit of passage play coming from, if I just show you once again, a bit of passage play. Randa was here, chucking some stickies onto Flisco. Flisco goes down due to the stickies, so the other players here, so the down man and Mike on the ledge here, focus fire and forget the fact that there could be actually a spy running or a sniper running, and try and focus on Randa. Randa's not going to die because he was on about 260 health. And don't forget, Dunk was standing here, the prime position for a scout to get a backstab, because as soon as he's up that stairs, he'll get the backstab from Shocky. And he takes Dunk out there with his Uber, and that's just detrimental to last, because all that Epsilon need to do is just Uber out, kill, and go for the point. So that was a great piece of play by Epsilon Esports. If we go back now to middle, 2-0 to Epsilon Esports, with only 10 minutes gone. You can see Numlocked is actually them, still earlier, but he decided to go balcony this time. And once again, the structure of Infused of Epsilon Esports is very different. We just take a different look. Actually, oh dear, again it's happened. Apologies there. I don't know what's wrong with the Source TV. But the actual structure of Epsilon Esports was they tried to play a solo effort this time. In fact, they had one soldier behind the shithouse who could swoop in. He's gone down. It was Gear. And then Nox came from the house onto the point, and that's why he ends up here. And the structure actually of the Epsilon Esports is very much different this time. It's more enclosed around this area and focusing like this. Epsilon Infused setup is a bit better, with Mike and the soldier actually able to come out of the house and making an impact. So they've actually got a force field as well, along with a scout who was there, who's moved down now to there. So they've actually got a bit of a force here at Infused. Hence Gear goes down first before anyone else. If I've just unpause it, Shocky comes in once again, cleaning up what was going for the soldier. Greg takes down Nox.